Alright, so we are back. I was able to get into the lobby once again. Let's actually go into spectate so it doesn't try to assign me a car. But yeah, we got into the lobby just to fill everybody in who had just stumbled upon the stream and who will be watching the VOD. We had a bit of a bug in qualifying at the end of Q3, so thankfully it was right at the end of the qualifying session. But yeah, we're just getting everything set up. Just start the race for the Brazilian Grand Prix. So we're just waiting for everybody to get the lobby ready and get things kicked off now. But yeah, there we go. Everybody's starting to join in once again on the stream. But yeah, I guess the new session to start. Perfect. I took the liberty of restarting my game too, just in case that was the issue. Just try to get everything sorted out. But yeah, we're just getting everybody back in, awaiting to start the race for. But yeah, so. If I recall correctly from the end of Q3, I'm drawing a bit of a blank. But yeah, we shall see. As soon as we are ready to get started. Got the full 20 drivers in, and once again I will make note that it will just be myself this time around for the around the circuit and just in general for the tier 1 of the ISRL championship. But yeah, I'm excited to get the race started. I think we're just waiting for everybody to get ready, just waiting for the for management to get the grid set up. For those of you that are in the race watching the stream, reminder, if you're in the top 10, don't be that guy. Just start with the tire you finished your Q2 on. I believe everybody was on the soft tires, if I recall correctly. No excuse. I'm sure the VOD is up for qualifying. Oh no, now I'm having internet issues of my own. Hopefully that is not causing stream issues. Let's actually take a quick peek now at the stream, just to see if everything is going all right. Alright, perfect. I was just doing my little bit of a little test just to see if the stream was still running smoothly. It appears as though it is, at least for the moment. If it's not, of course, please let me know so we can get that sorted. But yeah, it looks like for now we're just getting everything set up. Let's see, the weather. It's a custom weather, so I don't think it's not like we're gonna have any surprise weather. Well, unfortunately for myself and everybody watching at home, unless they are just going to sneak in a little bit of rain near the end of the session, we will find out soon enough. But yeah, so we got the custom grid, the custom weather, making things as similar as it possibly can for the race from what we knew back in qualifying. Yeah, we're just waiting to get the get the race started. Waiting for the okay for the drivers to ready up to load in and get started on that on the race to go around Interlagos. Of course, with these events online, we're obviously going to run into some issues along the way, but hopefully this is the last of them and we can have a smooth race. Once we get started. But yeah, so we're sitting here waiting in the lobby. Again, if those of you who aren't aware, I am Fallen Monkeys. I am your host here this week. Havoc unfortunately won't be able to join us, but that's all right. He should be back next week. Business as usual for I believe it's the Japanese Grand Prix next week. I don't really want to get it too ahead of myself, at least for at least for now. We still have the Brazilian Grand Prix to go through. Yep, alright, there we go. We've we got confirmation. We have a tornado warning coming on lap 11. So yeah, the driver's gonna have to watch out for that. Maneuver around the tornadoes to make sure you're not getting knocked out of the race around lap 11. Yep. So yeah, there we go. We got the break. So we don't have to worry about it. Those of you watching, if you're in the top 10, start on your soft tires, or else you will get disqualified from the session. So yeah, definitely don't want to get disqualified before the race even starts. At least wait till lap 11 when the tornado comes and hits. No, I'm kidding for those of you watching at home. But yeah, I like to have a little bit of fun in the commentator's booth, especially in times like this where where we're struggling to get things working as we normally would. But yeah, so let's actually, let's pull up the standings to see what's going on. So Streetcar 19, he is our championship leader. He's got a fairly big gap actually this early in the season for that Williams car. Jer is actually Jer is the biggest competitor. He's in second with that Renault car. He's 27 points back, but oh my goodness. Let's just say I was not expecting the rain, because I had heard, clear, but yeah, I guess management had other ideas to spice up the race, but we will, we'll definitely have to see. So you know what? Good news is that the good news is that the top 10 don't have to worry about starting on softs, unless they truly want to. But yeah, there we go. So we've got a bit of a torrential downpour. It looks like it might be a full wet start for the race. To the dismay of all the drivers in Tier 1, from what I can see, on the paddock. But yeah, nobody was expecting the rain. But what can I say? Interlagos brings the surprise weather. For those of you who are unhappy about it in the race, all I gotta say is look at the IRL race. We're expecting clear skies, and all of a sudden it goes into a downpour. But yeah, here we go. We're starting the formation lap. Now let's actually see. Let's get everything set up. So let's see. Yeah, so everyone's on the full wet tires. What is going on with this custom grid? Are we gonna have a full wet race? I don't know. We're gonna find out soon enough. Let's put the full track map. But yeah, so everyone, we're going around the formation lap. Even more useful now that we're doing full wets. Definitely wasn't expecting that, but you know what, sitting in the commentator's booth and not having actually raced these full wets, I think it's going to be an exciting race. You can hear the drivers complaining on the paddock about it over the radios. But yeah, it's going to be a hectic race around Interlagos. Some drivers haven't gotten setups on. Some drivers weren't ready for the wet race. For the wet racing, we were expecting dries, but you know what? Interlagos surprises us. I guess the weather storm blew in from the Atlantic overnight and brought in some torrential downpour. Let's actually give let's ride with Jer. Let's see how's the spray looking going around. Oh my goodness, that does not look fun. I'm thankful I'm in the commentator's booth where we've got a roof. It's dry, and I'm not out in the race where it's torrential downpour. But they're finishing up the qualifying, and it's going to bring an added just an added difficulty to this race. Especially with you're kind of used to shifting down the gears with what you're used to for the dry weather. So you're gonna have to see what goes on with the wet weather, how that'll switch up. But yeah, so we're about ready to start the race. We finished the formation lap, and yeah, let's see what this is gonna have in store for us as we're about ready to start the race. We are awaiting for the 5 red lights now. as the drivers have lined back up on the grid. And yeah, so I guess weather will be playing a part in this race. And here we go. We're up to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights now, and we are off for the Brazilian Grand Prix around Interlagos. It's a bit of a slow start. It looks like Suicron 19 still gets a decent start. To see Pube kicking it out. Let's see, Pube and Jerf battling it along. Can everybody make it through smoothly? Let's ride down going through this first turn. Yeah, it looks like everybody does. A few changes here and there, but yeah, Suicron 19, there's a bit of a yellow flag. What happened there? That's a Stunik. Stunik just loses it in the rain, and we got a full safety car. That's Lewis. That's out of the session this early on. So heartbreak for Lewis as he just completely loses it. DNFs. Oh my goodness, Gurman facing the wrong way. Heartbreak for the Red Bulls. He's having trouble getting around. Getting back facing the right way. So this early on, the rain has affected the race in more ways than one. But there is a safety car coming out. That's unfortunate for Gerdman, who took some wing damage, and even more so for Lewis, who's unfortunately out of the race now. But yeah, safety car early on here in the Brazilian Grand Prix. So just as we got ready for racing, we're gonna have to wait a little bit longer as we're gonna go around the safety car. But Gerdman's gonna pit. I don't think anybody else is gonna pit unless they might have taken wing damage, to be completely honest. Suicron 19, he's tiptoeing around in those wet tires, bunching up the field together, taking his time catching up the safety car. He probably doesn't want to be under safety car for longer than he has to be completely honest. Yeah, there we go. We're seeing some drivers going into the pits. Biz Racing, he's diving in. Yeah, it looks like he's the only one, at least in the top 10, who are going to be diving into the pits. Oh no, actually, Josh too, he's going in too. I'm not too sure. Maybe they took some wing damage. Biz Racing going on the inters. He wasn't feeling the wets, so he's going to try his luck on the winters. Josh too going on the inters too. So we'll actually have to see, is this the strategy call early on that will make or break the race? I'm not sure. We're gonna find out soon enough. As yeah, Biz Racing, Josh 2 and Gernman, they're all going on the interest, so they weren't feeling the full wets. Because honestly, it looks like the rain is coming down pretty strong. I do have to say, but yeah. So yeah, there we go. We're under the safety car, lap 2 out of 36. I'm sure the rain had an effect with that, and that's Lewis, who is unfortunately out of the session after a collision in the first few turns. So you know, good news for Lewis. He made it through the Senna S's. Bad news for him. He didn't make it further than that. But I'm sure he will expect to. He'll expect. And actually, what the heck happened there? That's What happened to Scar Low? Is he DNFs? Did he lose it under the safety car? It's actually right with Gernman as he's threading the needle on those inter tires. Now let's see, where is he? I guess he just despawned, but yeah, Scar Low, he's out under the safety car. I'm not too sure if he just lost it, hit the wall, and suffered the case of the glass-made suspension. Or what, but yes, let's see, Sophian, he's into the pits, might be getting off those wet tires going on the inters. I know it's Josh too, he's going into the pits. What's he doing? Is he going to get on the wet tires, or is he going to stay on those inters? Let's see, or here, let's actually see with Josh what he's doing. He actually took a time penalty there. It appeared, unless they changed his wing, I'm not sure, but he's staying on the inters. But yeah, it seems like the inter seems to be the tire of choice for a lot of these drivers going into the pits. So I guess the rain, maybe a sign that the rain is going to let up. Unfortunately, we don't have the weather report as well as these drivers do. But we are here under the safety car. I wish there was more to say, but yeah, so Suicron 19 still in first, Jer in second, Izat in third, Young Lights in fourth, and Pube rounds out the top 5. Knight up in 6th. Here, let's see. Let's actually take a look at the... no, that's not what I want. I want the interval, the detail. Here, let's actually see. So, yeah, Izat up 3 spots. Young Lights up 1. Pube down 1. Blid Machine already up 6 spots. Catastrophic up 6. The Deck up 6 after all these pit stops. But decent starts by them. And, yeah, Biz Racing, Sophion are the biggest fallers. Necessarily on, but they did dive into the pits. Is the safety car coming in? It doesn't look like it, so you haven't held up the grid, so we're waiting for Josh 2 to catch up again. But yeah, we're gonna have one more lap under the safety car now, as hopefully this is the last one to go around, because I'm itching for some racing after all of the after all the issues we've had with with the connection, with the glitches. I just want to see some racing, and I'm sure everybody at home watching probably want to see some racing too. But yeah, it looks like I'm only one more lap from the safety car. Now let's actually ride on board and see what the spray looks like, even under the safety car. Yeah, I'm happy I'm not racing in these conditions, because oh my goodness, that does not look fun. If you're the likes of Jer, Izat, I mean, Sweet Crown's getting a bit of spray from the safety car, but once it decides to come in, maybe not the case, but yeah. So on lap 4, safety car, we are here waiting. Good news is the grid will be nice and bunched up in time for when we cross the line, and yeah, let's see. So Sophion, on a fresh set of inters, he's gonna have to catch up to the grid, and he's gonna have to do it quick, as he appears to be tiptoeing around, getting used to it. That's a good sign that the drivers can kind of get used to these inter tires before the race starts. I know you do need a few laps to truly break these tires in, so maybe it's a bit of a blessing in disguise for the drivers who haven't pit, because they can actually break the tires in under the safety car. Yeah, it looks like Sucron 19 is going to be holding the grid back, waiting for the safety car to make his way into the pits. But yeah, let's give this wonderful view as he is warming up his tires, doing all he has to do. It looks like the safety car is in, and now we are just waiting for the restart to get started for real with the racing. Here, let's put the detail as the interval, just so we can spot what goes on. And here we go. We are getting ready for the restart. Sucron 19, clean restart from him. Oh my goodness, what's happening over here? There's a big kerfuffle of people. Who was that? Was that not too sure what had gone on, but Sucron 19 gets a good start. Jer following along. Yeah, but oh my goodness, what's happening here with Gernman? It looks like there's a bit of a gap going on. Okay, not much happened. So let's actually put the detail back to the tires there. So yeah, Gernman looks like he's feeling those inter tires. He's already up into 10th. Josh 2 passing Catastrophic on the inters. So it looks like those who pit for inter tires might have been the better call compared to those who stayed out on the softs. Because yeah, look at that, Gernman. He's closing right up on Jamie 1. And those inters that were all the way in the back, like Astunik, the Deck, they're struggling out there. Catastrophic too. Carter staying on the wet. He's struggling a little bit. Yeah, so it looks like the inters were the better tire, at least from what I can see now. Because yeah, it looks like those inter tire drivers, they're starting to work their way back up the grid. But let's see, Knight, he's looking to make a move on Cube as he tries to go down the inside. He keeps the nose in. Nice clean driving by both racers there, but Cube is able to get the grip and keep that position. Let's quickly jump to Gernman as he's getting very close to Jamie 1. It's this nice little three-way battle. He goes onto the grass a little bit, but oh my goodness, look at the pace Gernman has. But no, actually no. I thought he had the pace, but no, it doesn't appear so, as he's still up into P6, as now a lot of these wet racers are going in for inters. What a move now from Gernman going past Vito. So yeah, the inter tires, definitely the better tire choice. Fubed and Knight fighting as they always do, it seems. But yeah, Knight up into P2, Pubed in P3, but from what it seems like, it might not be that way for too long, because yeah, look at this. Oh my goodness, all the inter tires are doing a much better work than the full wet tires. So yeah, Gernman, as much as he was caught in that incident that popped him into dead last early on, he's already up back into fourth after a very smart pit stop from him and a very smart decision going on the inters. And look at that, he's already caught up to Pube and his teammate Knight. He's going to try to make a lunge down the inside, thinks better of it. Good on him. You don't want to be too silly this early on. And there we go. Look at the pace difference he has. They're side by side now, and Pube just can't do anything. And yeah, look at that Biz Racing too. Pube on the wet tires. He can't do anything to help out. You know, Suicron 19, he gave up. Knight, he gave up. And yeah, there we go. Everybody getting on the inter tires now. So yeah, those who've been on the inters are definitely seeing the fruits of their labor now. Because yeah, those who stayed out on the wets, they're not feeling it. Pube, you know what? He's committing to the wet tires. So we'll see. He's going to remain in P3, but I don't think that was a smart decision by Pube. I think he should have come into the pits after seeing the kind of paces Gernman Biz had on him. And I think Sophion is going to catch up very soon to him. Yeah, now already this early on, the gaps are starting to form. I'm looking to spot some good overtaking moments for everybody. I think the best one now is Sophion. As he's getting very close to Pube, who, yeah, definitely should have pit. Sophion goes down the inside. They're side by side. And, yeah, very easy move from Sophion on Pube. You know, let's just ride with Pube, because I think that might actually be where we're going to see some of the most action. Well, actually, Pretzels and Jamie won. They're getting very close on circuit here. Pretty close by. Carter looks like he's getting close to trying to approach Knight, so they're going to battle it out. Knight and Carter, they've been... they've been battle buddies for a better part of this, of ISRL, to be completely honest. You know, Knight and Carter, Knight and Pube, those have been two battles I've seen. But, yeah, Suicron 19, he's pushing his way back up the field. Oh, what happened there? That's Pube out of the race on those wet tires. And there we go. We saw it quickly on stream there. But right as he was about to go into the pits, that's his race over, just like that. So, heartbreak for Pube, as he is the third victim of this, he's a third racer to DNF, and this has actually brought out another safety car, virtual safety car. I don't like the fact that I'm not seeing, the flags, in this, I'm not really seeing the flags, so I can't really tell if it's a VSC or a regular safety car. But it's one of the two. But yeah, so we've kind of paused the race, at least for the moment. I don't see a safety car blip coming out on track, so I believe it is just a VSC. But on lap 8, we've had a full safety car and a virtual safety car. So yeah, Pube definitely probably kicking himself, and so we're going back green now, so it's just a VSC. But yeah, here we go. Josh 2, Sweet Crown had a very nice start, closing the gap on, or creating a gap against Josh 2, and Jerry getting very close. It's actually ride with Izat, as he's looking to work his way back up the grid. He's getting close to Jer, less than a second behind, and he's actually getting very close. He's thinking about making a move. Biz Racing, what happened to Gernman here? As he, Biz Racing makes a move pretty easily. So might have lost it a little bit. Sticking with Jer. Actually, no, let's stick with Izat, as we'll give you the onboard now, as it looks like he's going to be very close to making a move now. No DRS to help him out in the wets. Young Lacey's just got a bit more pace on that, in that Haas car. I guess the engine's there, maybe a bit more ERS overtake mode. But yeah, so it looks like Izat, he's going to have to try again a little bit later to take that P7 away from Young Lights. But yeah, so here we are on lap 9, 3 DNFs already. We've had a safety car, a virtual safety car, and Biz Racing currently in the lead from, and following him is Gernman, after they both made a very clutch pit stops on the first safety car, that now they are reaping the fruits of their labor. So I'm sticking here with Izat, as he's looking to make a move on Young Lights, but they're getting actually close to Josh 2, who's going to be caught in this battle. Josh 2 not really feeling the inters as well as some of these other drivers are. Oh my goodness, Izat launches one down the inside. You don't really see an overtake there, 2-2 off, and that almost looked like a Lewis Hamilton kind of move on Albon from the 2019 race. But you know, in the wets even more so. But Young Lights, he was actually looking to make a move on Josh 2 there. So what's going to happen here? Who's actually going to take the position? Let's actually ride with Izat again, as there we go, he's on the overtake mode. He's getting the split stream on Josh. Is this going to be a double overtake? Are we going to see us go 3 wide into the first turn? It looks like we will. Look at that, wonderful sights to see, as Josh too, he loses 2 spots now as Young Lights and Izat both overtake him around the Senna S's in those first few turns there. So unfortunate for Josh too, as he lost 2 positions there. But yeah, he's not feeling the inters as well as some of these other drivers have been. But yeah, let's see here. Jamie won. He's getting close to. He's starting to catch up to Pretzels. He's starting to feel a bit of pace. It appears. So we'll have to see what happens here. I'm keeping an eye out on the gaps to see what's going on. Izat and Young Lights, they are still battling it out. Don't worry, I haven't forgotten about that battle. Let's actually jump to that quickly because he's very close. He's going to try around the outside this time around. Does he have the grip? No, he doesn't. But you know what? Actually, yeah, they're battling it out. He's tried the outside. Can't quite make it work, but it looks like it's only a matter of time before Izat makes the move on Young Lights. And you know what? If you're Izat, you're gonna have to want to make that move soon, because I think you're losing lots of time stuck behind Young Lights in this in this race. But yeah, let's see what he can he make it done this time around. Biz Machine and Josh too. Blend Machine makes a move on Josh too. Actually, I didn't quite see that. I just noticed on the on the telemetry there when I saw the position change. But yeah, so he's trying to make a move, but Young Lights just has a bit more pace on the straight lines. But here we go, they're side by side. He's going to try down the inside. Will he have the grip? No, it doesn't seem like it. Young Lights is just a little bit too much pace, a little bit more grip than Izat does having around. Josh too, he's just falling down the order. That's Knight now making a move. Does he actually have wing damage? Oh, he does have wing damage. There we go. That's why Josh 2 is so slow. Because he took a bit of wing damage there, so he's probably definitely feeling it. And, oh my, hang on a minute. Let's jump a Sweet Crown, and look at that. The rain is stopping. The rain is stopping now, so it looks like we're going to go into maybe some dry weather before the end of this race. We might see the dry tires come out. As it looks like now the rain has stopped. It's just a little bit of spray, and we just have to wait for the track to dry up. And here we go, Streetcar 19 back up into the podium spots, makes a move on Sophion, and he's gonna have to get make a run on to try to catch Gernman, who he's had some good pace on those inter tires. Biz Racing, it looks like he's starting to run away with it a little bit, but no, Sophion doesn't want to give up without a fight. Let's see. Carter just passing Josh 2, business as usual, but I think Josh 2, he's probably going to wait until it's time for dry tires to jump into the pits. He's just going to tough it out, especially because it looks like there might be a pit window soon enough. Izat and Young Lights, they're still battling it out as they have been. They're side by side. That was a nice shot we had there. Let's see, can Izat finally make the move? No, he can't. But you know, like, let's see. No, he's not going to try the lunge now. He's going to have to sit behind once again through this technical section where you don't really see much of a move being made. But yeah, now the gap between Jer and Young Lights is up to 7 seconds, and Izat, he's been losing out a lot of time being stuck behind Young Lights. Knight makes a move on Blend Machine. So that promotes him up into P8. Biz Racing, he's the first to call, and actually it looks like everybody's going into the pits now. Are we gonna see dry tires now? Oh wow, Izat finally makes the move right before going into the pits. Was Izat able to make a move on Young Lights? And yeah, it looks like we're starting to see the dry tires now take into effect for these drivers here on lap 13. So yeah, another round of pit stops. Who timed it right? Who didn't? Is anybody gonna be held up? Let's see. But oh wow, look at that exit there between the Red Bull and right up close together. It looked like. Yeah. So let's see. Biz Racing still in first. Garmin in second, Sophia in third, Jaren fourth, Sukar 19. He was in third, but he dropped down to fifth after what was probably a slow pit stop for him. Maybe held up a little bit with everybody going into the pits. But here, let's keep an eye on Knight. I think he just made a move on Blind Machine, but he's gonna have to do it again. And oh my goodness, look at that! He's stuck behind Young Lights again. He's got a bit of a gap this time around, but after having just made the move, he's gonna have to do it again. But yeah, here we go. Actually, let's quickly jump to Vito as he's right up close to Pretzels. The gap is very, very small there. I do want to keep an eye on it very, very briefly, because I'm seeing a few gaps here on the on the screen. I want to see Knight and Blind Machine. I want to see Vito and Pretzels. Sweetcar 19 is getting very close to Jer. And I do want to say most drivers, they're on the medium tires, but some of them have elected to run with the soft tires. Vito being one of them, probably just hoping to to have that extra pace against the medium tires and work his way back up the grid. Close the gap. Knight makes the move on Blind Machine, it appears, just barely, but Blind Machine isn't giving up without a fight. But no, it looks like he is going to have to give up that spot. Vito gets the move done as we had a nice little shot at the end. Oh my goodness, almost brake checks Josh too. There from what I can see. But yeah, Vito up into 11th, Pretzels in 12th, and Josh too now as he goes a little bit wide. He's letting Vito and Pretzels battle. Pretzels actually makes a move there. It looks like there was a bit of contact there. But they're not giving up without a fight, these two drivers, as Pretzels takes that 11th spot back away from Vito. And now, before we know it, Josh too, he's gonna be involved in this battle. But I want to quickly jump to Sweetcar 19 as he's catching up to Jer, closing the gap now on the medium tires. He's gonna want to get a move on. Sweetcar 19 does, if he wants any chance of the win. It is still early, but we're starting to see a bit of a gap form. He sets a fastest lap, and he goes down the inside of Jer. Jer isn't going to give up without a fight. So they're still side by side, going around the Senna S's. But it looks like Sweetcar 19 is just barely able to inch past. And he gets the DRS on top of that too from Jer, just for extra measures. So yeah, Sweetcar 19 up into P3. Gurman is starting to close up to Biz Racing. Let's quickly jump to Josh too, and Pretzels, as they're still battling along. And look at that, Josh too, he passes both of them. He was behind Vito and Pretzels, and he's actually able to make the move and pass both of them in one fell swoop. So from struggling on the inters to having a bit more pace now on the dry tires. But now if you're Vito, you're on the soft tires, you're gonna have to get a move on. Jamie 1, Vito, you guys gonna have to get a move on. You can't keep sticking behind these medium tire racers and expect to get a good finish. I do have to say, because you have the quicker tire, you should have the pace now, especially since the tire is good, or the track is good enough for dry tires, I have to say. But yeah, he's gonna have to get a move on, maybe use a bit more ERS, get a bit more aggressive. And actually Gurman, he makes the move on Biz Racing, so Gurman up into the lead now. And on lap 1 he was at the back of the grid, down at the bottom, and now here he is on lap 16, fighting and actually taking the lead there, away from Biz Racing on those medium tires. And you know what, he's set to go distance in the race. But Biz Racing isn't going to give up, and Sophion, he's going to try to close the gap, and even Sweetcar 19, he's looking to close the gap too. Let's see, Vito, he's probably listened to the stream. He's able to make a move on Pretzels, and they got very, very close there. I'm happy there was no wing damage, but yeah, Pretzels, he's not going to give up without a fight. He's going to try to put his way down the inside. Now, if you're Vito, you're going to have to want to take that inside line just to hold off Pretzels, because that's an easier spot to overtake. He does a good job this time around, but it looks like Pretzels on those medium tires is able to keep the pace against Vito. But yeah, we'll have to see now, because Jamie 1 on those soft tires is actually getting into the mix now too. But let's see. I actually want to quickly jump to this top 3 battle, because now top 3 separated by less than 2 seconds now, as Sophion, Biz Racing, and Gurnman are battling it out for the lead. And you know what, Jer and Sweetcar 19, they both have pace, and you're gonna have to watch out if you're in the top 3, because this top 3 battle could become a top 5 battle in the blink of an eye. But you know what, that's fine by me, and I'm sure everybody watching at home will not complain one bit for this a battle for the lead here. But yeah, so let's keep an eye on that. Pretzels and Jamie 1, they're still battling it out. I'm not too sure what happened with Jamie 1. I thought he, I guess Pretzels looks like he has lots of pace on the medium tires, I have to say. Let's quickly jump into that. But you know what? No, let's just stick to this. Let's just stick to the battle for the win. They're coming down the back straight. Sofian, he's on the soft tires. He's got the pace. It looks like he's using the overtake, so he's going to try to make a move on Biz Racing. Close up. Let's give you the onboard just to see. Yeah, look at that. He makes it look easy going down the inside long before that first turn there. But yeah, Biz Racing, he doesn't want to give up without a fight, but you know, you don't want to ruin your race over it, because you're going to have to watch out for Suicrown 19 and Jer. These two, like, big heavy hitters that are starting to close up very quickly to this top 3 gap. Thankfully, Gernman, he's kind of out. He's created a bit of a gap, a 1 second gap to second. But, you know, that can be closed very, very quickly. But on lap 18, as it stands, Gernman, Sofian, Biz Racing are the top 3. Jamie 1 is able to make a move on Pretzels there. So he's finally able to get a move on. But probably not the race Jamie 1 was expecting down in 13th. And yeah, if you're Jamie 1 Vito, maybe you should have gone on the medium tires. That way you could just go longer, because now you're stuck at the bottom. You're going to have to pit again. But you know, maybe they got the strategy worked out. But I want to keep an eye on this top 5 battle. And look at this, Suicrown 19 getting close to Biz Racing. They're on the same tire, but you know what? Let's see, can he make the move? And can he make the move on Biz Racing? He's getting close. It's going to be a little bit closer than what it was. He goes down the inside. But yeah, Biz Racing, he's able to get the traction and keep the position, at least for now. But Suicrown 19 is going to have another DRS spot there. What a nice shot of the top 5 drivers. And yeah, look at that. Suicrown 19 makes the move fairly easy on Biz Racing. He's up into P3, and I think Jer is probably going to get that move done soon enough, too, maybe in a lap or two. But we've got a nice battle for the top 5 spots here. As much as the gap is now formed a little bit, Sofian's gotten a move on Gerdman, though, on those soft tires. So we'll just have to see how long those tires can last Sofian, compared to Gerdman, who's on a bit of a harder compound, so he can go a little bit faster. The other thing I do have to say is we're coming up to traffic. The deck not having the best race. And it looks like the top runners are starting to catch up now. But yeah, let's see. Gernman, Sofian, will he be able to make a pass down this back straight with the DRS? Let's see. I do want to keep an eye too on Jer, as it looks like Jer is able to make a move fairly quickly on Biz Racing. Sofian up into the lead now on the soft tires. Take it away from Gerdman, but you know what, if you're Gerdman, you should know the soft tires, he's going to have to pit a lot sooner than you do. So you know what, if you're Gerdman, just stick to your race, use him as a tow to try to get away from Suicrown 19, who's catching up to you at a rate of knots. And now you've got Jer that got past Biz Racing, that you know what, Jer's going to want to get a move on too, try to catch up to Suicrown 19. So maybe, you know, if you're Gerdman, just hold off Suicrown 19, maybe let him and Jer fight, because that might be a bit more of an even battle, I have to say. But quickly, let's jump to Izat Knight. Izat, we haven't mentioned him too much, but he's going to look to make his way back up there. But look at the pace Knight has on those medium tires. He's able to make the move on Izat to bump him up into P7 in the second sector, but he's got a ways to go if he wants to catch up to the leaders here. Let's quickly take a look at that. But no, Suicrown 19, he's getting very close now to Gernman. Gernman, he's doing everything he can, but just Suicrown 19, he's got way too much pace, as they're actually going side by side down around the Senna S's. A little bit of a switchback move there. What happened with Suicrown 19 that wasn't able to make it stick? He's going to have the DRS again as he forces his way down the inside, almost bullies Gernman to the outside there. But no, he just doesn't have the pace on the against that Red Bull. So Suicrown 19 is going to have to settle for third, at least for now. And that lets Jer close up the gap a little bit to get into DRS range. So you know, this is going to be a nice little battle, I think. Watching, and hopefully we can have this for you know, up until the end of the race. Let's actually keep an eye on Izat and Knight, as they're still battling it out as they normally do, and you know, Blinn Machine and Carter are starting to catch up to this train. But let's keep an eye on them, at least for a little bit, but not for too long, because you know what? Another lap means another attempt from Sucrown 19 to make a move. It looks like he gets a much better run now. Look at him. Oh, just right in the back of Gernman. What can Gernman? He's just forcing him off the track. Bit of contact there, but Sucrown 19 able to make the move nonetheless. Gernman, he's trying to lunge his way down the outside, but no, he doesn't set himself up too well for a line in Sucrown 19. Look at the pace, look at the grip, look at how he just runs away now. As much as and yeah, actually look at that. Here, if y'all can, might be a little bit hard to see on this stream, but no ERS left for Gernman. A little bit more left for Gernman, for Sucrown. Sorry, Sophion running low on ERS, so it's a bit of a conservation portion of the race now, I think, for most of the people. Izat and Knight, they're side by side now. Look at this, going side by side around these around the turn, going into sector 2. They're going to lose a bit of time. Knight just barely able to inch and keep that 7th spot, but for how long, as he goes a little bit wide. And now Blinn Machine and Carter, they're right up into this battle now. And now look at this. Sucrown 19, he's just closed the gap on Sophion. Like, really closed the gap, and he might be able to make a move on Sophion on those softer tires. Gernman, you know what? He gave up on the medium tires. He's going into the pits. So he's going to try to put on, he's going to try a different set of boots and try to work his way back up the grid. But yeah, Sophion, Sucrown, Jer in the, they are the podium sitters. Oh my goodness, look at that. Blinn Machine and Carter, they are just side by side going around the Senna S's. Who's going to take it? It looks like that's Carter that was just able to squeeze out Blinn Machine for that P9 or that P8. Sorry, I'm jumping all over the place, but you know what? I'm trying to keep an eye on all these battles just to show you all what's going on track. But yeah, look at this. Sophion and Sucrown 19 very close together. The deck is involved with this battle too, but not really in the way he was hoping, I'm sure. But yeah, I mean, he's definitely probably gonna help Jer out, give him a bit of DRS. But hopefully he's not hindering Jer's race too much. But yeah, can Sucrown 19 make the move on Sophion? He has to go a little bit wide. He's going to the outside, and it looks like Sucrown 19, he's just got the better pace. I think Sophion is starting to feel those tires give out on him here on lap 11. So we might actually see him go into the pits sooner rather than later. Gernman, he's on the soft tires, so I guess he's gonna try to go to the end on those soft tires. But yeah, Sucrown 19 able to work his way back up to the lead now here on lap 24, followed by Sophion and Jer, who's you know, doesn't want to let Sucrown create a gap, so he's going to want to get a move on. Izat and Knight still battling it out, but Carter now very close to Izat. Let's give him the onboard. He's probably got DRS, but so does Izat, so we might not see him close as much as we were hoping. We were keeping an eye on him earlier. Vito and Josh too, they're battling it out. Vito, he's on the soft tires, able to make a move pretty easily on Josh too. Even though his soft tires are probably more worn than Vito's. Vito on the soft, Josh 2 on the mediums. What am I saying here? But yeah, he's able to make the move. But we'll have to see. He might have to pit sooner rather than later. Let's keep an eye on Izat and Carter. They're still battling it out, very close to Knight now, who he's gonna want to try to get away and hope that Izat and Carter can battle it out amongst themselves and not involve him. But actually, look at this. Jerry's getting close to Sophion as they're leaving the Senna S's, approaching the sector 2. And approaching the technical portion in sector 2. Now let's see, Sophion, he is staying out on those soft tires, so we'll see how long he's gonna go. Now at this point, if you're Sophion, you're probably gonna pit for another set of softs, so hopefully he's got another fresh set of, well actually he probably does, because it's not like we have to worry about quality. Now Izat and Knight, they're very close, it looks like. Let's take a look at this. They're side by side. We got awful views there. Thank you very much, Codemasters, for fixing all of that. Now they're side by side. Knight is forced on the outside, but he's still doing a good job of keeping his nose in there. And look at that Carter. He's trying to split the both of them. He was trying to make it 3 wide in that battle there. But obviously that didn't work out for him, so he's going to have to bide his time. He's thinking about going down the inside as Isat, he's maybe a little bit too focused on trying to overtake Knight that he's not paying attention to Carter, who's right behind him. Just waiting for the time to strike. So, let's see what's going to happen going down this back straight. Can Carter make a move on Izat? Can Izat make a move on Knight? I don't know. We will find out soon enough. It looks like we're going to see Carter. He's going to lunge it down the inside of Izat. They're side by side now, going through the Senna S's. I feel like I've said that many times. Carter takes a bit of an interesting line there. And gets the pass done. Izat probably not too happy about the line Carter took. If I had to make a guess, to be quite honest with you, but yeah, either way, Carter up into 7th, Izat down into 8th, Knight still in 6th, but he's not in the clear yet. Carter's got less than a second gap behind him, and Blind Machine. I haven't spoken much about him, but now he's getting involved in this battle too. I do have to say, Sucrown 19, he hasn't run away with it as much as I was thinking he will. Sophion, he's had good pace, just sticking to his own race. But you know what, Jerry's starting to close the gap a little bit. So we're probably going to see a move sooner rather than later from him. Especially now as we're going into the DRS section there. But yeah, it's a battle more for the top 3 instead of the top 5 like we saw earlier. But either way, let's take a look, because Jer, if he doesn't get a move on and pass Sophion sooner rather than later, that gives the opening for Sweet Crown to just completely run away with this race. But actually, look at this, Carter getting very close to Knight. He's gonna try to take the inside line as they're side by side. Actually, Carter makes the move, so Carter's up into 6th now on the medium tires. Knight just right behind him there. Didn't really put up too much of a battle, but I guess with the DRS, Knight figured, you know what, let's just stick behind. Let's not make a mistake, and let's try again the next lap. But he's gonna have to keep an eye out, because we're back to Izat now, who's who hasn't really given up on this fight either. And even Blind Machine got a nice little 4-car battle going on here. But let's take a look. Jer, he's going to try to lunge it down the outside of, or he's trying to switch back actually, which didn't quite work. But let's see, he's going to have DRS going down this second DRS spot here. So now let's take a look at the onboard. Oh, look at the pace he has against Sophion. Sophion soft tires, I think they're starting to give out on him. So yeah, that's Jer up into 2nd, but he's going to have a 2-second gap to close if he wants to try to catch up to Sweet Crown. I'm honestly not sure if these medium tires can make it all the way to the end. It looks like Izat and Knight had a bit of a battle. Knight is able to hold off Izat, but look at that. Izat, he's going to take the inside line. It looks like that move has worked pretty well on Knight, and yeah, look at that. Bit of contact with the wing there, nothing to be worried about. And Izat up into 7th now, and Knight gets demoted down into 8th, and he's gonna have to watch out for Blind Machine, who has been hungry to make an overtake these last few laps, just watching everything unfold. Biding his time, waiting, and you know what? Look at this. Kernman, he's actually worked his way back into this battle. So we've got a nice little battle between 6th and 10th. That's a lot of points for the midfield. That is still anybody's game with with 7 laps to go. Honestly, ever since the incidents at the beginning of the race, this race has just flown by, I do have to say. I feel like there hasn't been a lap where we haven't seen an overtake, and you know what? This might not be any difference, as here we go. We're with on board with Gernman. Blind Machine, he's given up on those medium tires. He's probably going to jump onto a pair of softs to finish the race off. But yeah, so now Gernman, he's now getting close to his Red Bull teammate. Gernman, he was battling for the lead earlier on in this Grand Prix, but he elected to take a bit of an early pit stop. But let's see, everyone on these medium tires, I'm not too sure what they're going to do. So the likes of Knight, Izat, Carter, Young Lights, Biz Racing, Jer, and Sweet Crown 19. I don't know if they're going to try to make it to the end on these tires, or if they are going to be attempting to or if they're going to try to make another pit stop just once the gap opens up a little bit. But we will find out soon enough, as we're down to the last 6 laps of the race now. as we're watching Gurman and Knight, their teammates, but you know, out on track, it doesn't matter if you're teammates or not. You might be a little bit cleaner, but sorry about that. You know, you might be a little bit cleaner, but no, you still want to take that spot. You still want to say, hey, I'm better than the teammate, and look at that. Gurnman, he's got the pace right there. He overtakes Knight up into P8, Knight down into P9, at least for now, but Knight he's going to try to make a move down the inside. Look at that. 4 cars you could practically throw a blanket on as Carter makes a move on Izat. Oh my goodness. Look at this wonderful sights to see. Knight, it looks like he's losing out in a bit of pace, but other than that, look at this wonderful shot, 3 wide nearly. Carter and Izat. Carter goes around the outside. Can Izat keep it in there? Oh my goodness, who's going to take this spot? As thanks for the wonderful view. It looks like Carter is able to hold off, but Izat, he's going to try to lunge it down the inside and make the move here in Sector 2. You don't really see this move all that often, but no, Carter, he's able to keep the nose in and keep hold on to that P6 for another day at least. But wow, this battle between the Mercedes, the McLaren, and the 2 Red Bulls. What sights to see, and you know it's only going to get better as we're down to the last the last 5 laps. Now let's see. But now at this point, are you going to pit Sophian? Oh my goodness! At this point now, with 5 laps to go, are you going to pit? I don't know. I don't know if he's going to want to pit now. You know, he's got a nice little gap to force, so maybe he's just going to tiptoe his way home in hopes that the gap is enough. But here, let's see, as we're watching this battle again, because it is the best battle. Izat going to try to go down the inside of Carter. Hopefully, will he have the pace to do it? It looks like he does, as he makes the move stick with the DRS. And oh my goodness, is that Gurnman? Gurnman, just out of nowhere, jumps up into P7 and demotes Carter down into P8. So, oh my god, look at that, and he throws it down the inside. A bit of contact there, but Gurnman up into P6 as he overtakes 2-3 cars just in the span of a few turns there, and that pit stop has definitely worked wonders for Gurnman. As much as he's not racing for the podium, he's still up into P6, and you know what? He's got the ability to create a gap now. We're on the much more. I want to keep an eye on Carter and Knight. That looks like they are the no exception. Let's see, is Knight gonna be able to make a move? There, as going around the Senna S's, Knight is able to keep the nose in. Probably down this second DRS straight, and it looks like there's a gap now that's formed between Carter and Knight and Izat and Gurnman, as they go a little bit wide there with all the battling. But yeah, Izat and Gurnman, Izat, he's not giving up. 7 seconds to go if he even wants to think about that P5 and catching up to Young Lights, who's kind of been he's been doing his own race. You know, it's been a bit of a solid race for him, but he hasn't had to worry too much in this event. But yeah, so here we go. Let's see, is Izak going to try to make a push on Gurnman? I'm not sure. Let's find out soon enough. No, it looks like Gurnman just has the pace as they're approaching a back marker. But let's see, Carter, he's close up the gap, a little around half a second to Knight. So we might actually see something happen down this second DRS straight here, as we're up to lap 33 out of 36. Sweet Crown 19 is the leader, Jer in second, Sophian in third. That appears to be the podium now. And Sophian, I think he's just gonna tough it out on those soft tires, because it doesn't look like Biz Racing is able to close up the gap. So solid race by Sophian, on the softer tires. Maybe he would have had a bit of a better result if he would have stayed on the mediums, but it's still a solid race all throughout. As now look at this, Izat, they're starting to run into a bit of a back marker. What happened to Pretzels? What happened to Pretzels here? Let's quickly try to see what happened. Did he I guess he just okay, he's coming out of the pit, so I guess he just decided that he was done with the race. He didn't want to go about it anymore. That's it. So he's saving the car for the next session here on lap 34. But yeah, let's jump back to this little battle here, as Knight using the toe of the deck to his advantage, and the toe of Izat. He's going to try to, well, he was going to try to put it down the inside, but good job from Izat to shut the door on him. And now, like, Carter, he's gonna have to get a bit of a move on if he wants to pass Knight, as we're down to the last 2 laps of the race, just like that. The Brazilian Grand Prix just flying by. Interlagos, not the quickest, not the slowest circuit on the grid, that's for sure. But still, like, oh my goodness, felt like we were just at lap 2 and raining. Board under the safety car. It felt like it was like that 5 minutes ago, and now here we are on the penultimate lap now, where still maybe first and second and maybe the top 3 are solidified, but this battle for the midfield, still anything can happen between German, Izat, Knight, and Carter, as as they're still fighting along as they have been pretty much all race. So here we go. What's going to happen here? It looks like German is safe, at least for the moment, but Izat, he's buying his time. He's going to have DRS, and you know what? He's got a bit of ERS to use. And you know what? Maybe unless he's saving it for next lap, it's either now or never. At least for the most part. Yeah, because he's gonna have to watch out for Knight too. That all four of these cars. Carter, I'm not sure what happened. Maybe he's just losing lap and a bit to go, so anything can happen, as we've seen so often in Formula 1 and in sim racing Formula 1. So yeah, I'm excited to see what'll happen with this last lap. And look at this, Josh 2, he's starting to catch up to Jamie 1, who's feeling it. He's feeling it probably on those soft tires. 22 laps old those soft tires are, so he's probably skating on ice, kind of like Sophion is. As our leaders have started the last lap. Let's take a look here as their Knight is going down the back straight. He's gonna have DRS on Izat, but who also has DRS on Gernman. But let's see, so Knight very, very close. Let's you know what? Let's give you the onboard here of Knight. Let's actually switch. No, Carter's a little bit too far. Let's see, can Knight actually make a move? He doesn't have too much ER. Maybe not the best management, but this was the best overtaking spot. But here, let's see. Izat's got a little bit. German's got a little bit. What happened here? Yeah, so Josh 2 and Jamie 1, they're side by side. Let's quickly take a look at this battle as Jamie 1, like I said, he's skating on ice on those tires, and it shows as Josh 2 is able to work his way up into P10. As there we go, Sweetcar 19, he is the winner. Jared crosses the line in second. And it appears as though Sophion is probably going to cross the line in third. As Biz Racing, he's closing the gap a little bit, but just not enough to make it work on those medium tires. And yeah, the back markers are starting to cross the line, but it looks like everything that happened with these 4 cars, they've been battling all race. This is no exception. Can anybody make a move at the line now? Knight, Izat, oh, what happened here? Did German run out of gas? Oh no! German ran out of gas, and that bumps him all the way down to P9. Heartbreak for German. Does he go down? He goes down to P11, as it looks like he probably had some penalties on top of that. So that bumps German out of the points after having such a good race. Heartbreak for him, but it wouldn't have been as bad. But he just ran out of fuel right at the end. And I'm sure all the other drivers that were trying to keep up with him just breathing a sigh of relief. But there we go. That is the Brazilian Grand Prix here at Interlagos for round 3 of season 2 of ISRL, the ISRL Tier 1 Grand Prix. Streetcar 19 sitting on the podium. Jer, he takes that second spot in that Williams car. Yeah, look at that. Sophion taking third. But yeah, solid race from everyone today. It was definitely filled with action, and I'm sure everybody at home can say the exact same. Definitely made up for all the issues we had this earlier on in the session. But yeah, So that just about does it. Let's run you through the grid. As we're seeing the rain now starting to fall again. Sucar 19 is the winner. Jer in second. Sylphion rounds out the podium. Biz Racing in fourth. Young Lights in fifth. Izat in sixth. Carter in seventh. Knight in eighth. Jamie 1 in ninth. And Josh 2 rounds out the top 10 with our last points paying position unofficially before the stewards' decision. And then Gurman, Blend Machine, Vito, Catastrophic, Stunik, The Deck, Pretzels, and then of course Pubed, Scarlo, and Lewis, who unfortunately were unable to finish the race there. But there we go. Let's run through the race director quickly, just to see what had happened. Let's take a look at the incidents. It might not be a bad idea just to have these on the stream, just in case. Let's scroll down here. Lots of incidents, as is usual with sim racing, between exceeding track limits, corner cutting. Oh, well, there we go. That is all the time we have. But yeah, so that was an exciting Brazilian Grand Prix, and I do want to say thank you everyone for tuning in and bearing with us. I hope the racing, I hope you found it as exciting as I did, and I hope it made up for the issues earlier on. But that's all I have for you, at least for this week. Please tune in next week, when tiers 1 through 4 will be taking the Suzuka circuit on for the Japanese Grand Prix for the next round, and that'll be at least for tier 1, 4 p.m. Eastern, same time, same place, you know the deal. But you get some fantastic racing pretty much all day, starting from noon Eastern all the way to pretty much now. But that's about all I have for you. Thank you so much for everyone for tuning in. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day, and till next week, goodbye.